Hi everybody, we're Rob Aliss Cresswell coming to you from our living room in Wales on a Welsh mountain.
Hiya.
We've got the fire going, it's a cold day today, so hopefully it's a bit warmer where you are. What we wanted to do was just really say hello and we've just been thinking about and chatting about how thankful we are for this year and the things that we can thank God for in this, even though it's been a difficult time for everybody. Almost everybody.
Even though most people are just thankful that it's coming to an end.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? We are, in some ways, we're thankful, but actually, just the amazing things that God is doing right now and this year, despite COVID, despite the lockdowns and all the difficulties that many people have faced. And, you know, our hearts are with you, those of you who've really gone through a tough time this year, lost loved ones, lost businesses and income and whatever it might be.
Yeah,
our hearts are with you.
It's been grim, hasn't it?
It's been hard for a lot of people. But God is a good God and He's got a good plan, and we've just seen God do amazing things this year. You know, we were thinking back to beginning of the year where we were in our home in Chester, minding our own business, and then we had an angel visit, and you know, you might have read the story on Facebook, just how the Lord told us to
pack up,
rent out our house, pack up everything.
Go to a place I will show you.
Yes, and we didn't know where that was going to be. So we followed the Holy Spirit, we just drove, and we knew the first place we were supposed to go, which was the south of England.
Yep.
And we connected with Ali down there.
Yep.
And we were there for the month of March.
Yeah.
And
that's when the weirdness kicked in.
Even more weird than usual.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, wasn't it? Just thinking back to what will you do when you heard about lockdown happening on the COVID, you know, breaking out.
But you know, it was because of that we were just in the right place for the Lord to provide the next place for us to be, because it had freed us up, and I think we were really supposed to end up here during lockdown. It's been a real blessing.
In Wales, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
And do read my Facebook post, you know, and the emails we sent out to you.
All the details.
All the details are in there. Just the miraculous things that happened. And you know, in March we were down the south coast of England, and we were planning with Ali to start up local classes, spirit lifestyle classes, weren't we? So that anybody could come to weekly and experience and encounter Jesus, His love and His power. And we were literally about to launch that week when lockdown happened. So we were almost homeless. We had 2 days to go before we were homeless, and then we got this we're renting this cottage in the mountains in North Wales. Incredible place that God prepared for us. And we ended up here, and
it's one of our favourite places, really.
Yeah, it was just remarkable, really, what happened. Anyway, then what we then found was that we decided to start the classes online, and you know, that they just took off, and it's been really amazing year. We've got people volunteering as coaches, using our material, all our training videos, and we're training them to then train other people, and they're popping up all over the world in different countries.
It's working really well, isn't it? Because we've got coaches. It's a bit like Facebook, where you have a group, so the coaches will look after their own group. It's a private group, so people can apply to join the class. And it's just running so smoothly. Yeah,
then they actually watch our videos together. So we've got videos that we've produced on all these different topics, training videos, and together the class watches them, and then they have faith activations and practice on each other. And now we're getting all these testimonies coming back from people in the classes, different parts of the world, and just these incredible testimonies.
Yeah, because of course it's web-based, it's international, so we do have coaches and members all over the world, so that's very exciting.
What was great was the end of last year, the Lord actually said, really focus on getting your online portal up and running and your training videos. So we started that already the end of last year. And
because we thought it was going to be in the local classes dotted around.
Yeah, but we also had this, with our portal, even without the classes, we were thinking just people could watch our videos, sign up for a monthly membership and watch all of our videos, and we do live Q&A once a month.
So it was like life was getting there was a lot of unknown when we set out, and it was quite complicated. There was a lot of new stuff. And then suddenly, you know, like so for so many people, life became very simple, very predictable, very repetitive.
Yeah, people stuck in their homes.
But yeah, it's been tremendous to be able to connect with people. And I think it's also been a real lifeline. Of course, the focus is on the training and we want to activate people in their faith.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's been a real blessing and a bonus for people to connect, especially being in isolation.
Yeah.
And not being able to go out so
I know,
much.
it's been so good. And then actually we've got coaches launching our classes locally as well, where they're able to do that. We've got quite a few dotted around the world that are local, so people can actually get together. We want to see more of that happening.
Yeah.
And
so we were going to do a couple of events this year as well.
Sorry, I just hit you then. Both lifted our hands at the same time.
We were going to do a couple of big events this year, celebration events.
One in Manchester in the UK and one in the States.
And of course that
South Carolina.
wasn't able to happen.
Very sadly, we couldn't get together. A lot of you guys were planning to come, and we were so sad not to be able to be with you. We did things online instead, didn't we, with people that had registered. But we got dates now for next year.
Yeah.
For Manchester in the UK, we've got, I think it's the 20th to 22nd of May. And we're really excited about that. And
that'd be cool.
By the way, we've done a special offer, early bird deal that ends the last day of this year, 31st December. So if you're going to come, do sign up. And we're just waiting on dates for the States, but with the venue there in South Carolina. But it's looking like it's going to be October next year. We'll be able to.
I think it's going to be even more exciting with there having been such a long time since we've seen anybody or been out or been able to, you know, celebrate together. It's going to be really good, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to be doing baptisms and all sorts.
Cool.
So, but yeah, we've also, what's happened recently is the Lord's really started speaking to us again about doing shops and cafes and businesses, like hospitality type businesses, any kind of business where the general public can come in. And like we did for years with our bed and breakfast and our cafe and shop. So,
shop in town.
But now rather than us doing it, we're going to help people around the world do it. So we're talking to quite a lot of people already. And if you've actually contacted us about that, keep an eye on your inbox, because we're actually going to be doing some Zoom calls where we can hear a bit more about you and your vision for that. So if you have any kind of business already up and running, or a building, or you want to start something up, then we'd love to partner with you and get that started in the new year if you haven't already started. So we're really excited about that, reaching people just on the high street or wherever people can come.
Be good.
So yeah, it's just, I mean, God, we're so thankful for so many things, and it's just been such a good year for us in many ways, despite the difficulties.
Yeah.
And it's been an interesting year. And what we really find the Lord's been doing is, I don't know if you found this for yourself personally, but He's been like shining His light into our hearts. And I've been praying, and we've both been praying, haven't we, and saying, Lord, anything in me, please just shine your light. Anything that's in like darkness in my heart, whatever that might be, please expose that. I want to deal with it, bring it out into light. You, Lord, do that with me directly rather than somebody else having to come over and prophesy or say, I think the Lord's shown me you've got such and such going on. It's like, I don't want that.
Well, I think any time that there's a trial or a challenge or it's testing, then that's going to happen, isn't it? It's kind of, it does brings out the best in you, it can bring out the worst in you, and that's when the Lord can say, you didn't know that was in there, did you? I'm bringing it out, and then He can deal with it. Yeah.
And like Job talks about that, doesn't he? Where, and it's going through a testing time when the heat is on, it's like that crucible thing, but actually it brings all the, like the dross comes to the top, which can just be skimmed off, and then Job talks about coming forth as gold, and that's what we want, isn't it? So we'll encourage you, just particularly before the next year starts, but really seek the Lord and say, Lord, what is in my heart? You might even be finding things that already come to the surface in you or people that you're living with, and you're like, don't just block it out or get angry or walk away, but actually that is the Lord taking you through a testing time so that those things come out and you can deal with them, and you can say, Lord, wow, there's things that even you thought had been dealt with 20 years ago or whatever might well be coming out because they're not quite dealt with, or people you need to forgive, or whatever it might be, just let the Lord do that.
Yeah.
And
let's not take that into next year.
Yeah. Let's end this year well.
And build on the good stuff as well that's been happening.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw in my November challenge Facebook Lives, because it was kind of scary. I challenged myself to do Facebook Lives in November. I did quite a lot of them. Yeah. And you can actually go back on Facebook and watch them, or go on my YouTube channel and watch them, or on our portal. But so I was challenging myself, but I was challenging everybody else as well to really get closer to God and just to deal with certain things. So that might help you if you want to watch those if you haven't already. One thing that, I had a dream. It was I was just coming, when you come in between sleep and waking up and you have very lucid dreams sometimes.
Yeah. I
actually heard a male voice say, "Great change." And then I saw, this was only about a month ago, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah.
And I was in this dream, I was sort of below the soil level in the earth, and the whole earth was shaking, like the soil was shaking, and it was almost like I was at root level of grass roots, it kind of looked like, or plants coming up or whatever. And I felt like the Lord's, even though we've had great change already, this was just recently, and I thought, wow, even more change, but great change is coming, and there's a shaking happening, and I felt like this grassroots was, the Lord's doing something at grassroots level. There's an uprising happening. And then I went to do a Facebook Live that same day, and I was like, Lord, show me something else for the Facebook Live that I'm my November challenge. And then I actually got the words spring bulbs. And I thought, something about the spring, something shooting up in the spring. And then the word parthenogen, which I'd never heard of. I don't know if you heard of parthenogen. I'd never heard of that, but the word, it was like somebody just spoke it next to me and I heard it. And I looked it up, and it actually is a type of reproduction where you don't have two parents, you have one. So for example, the virgin birth, and it also said, this is when I looked it up on the internet, it also said like a spring bulb, like a daffodil or something. So you have something in the soil that it's identical to its parent. It's got the identical DNA to its parent, and as it, the bulb is dormant for the winter, but the shoots in there and things start happening, and in the spring they start to come out. And I thought, wow, I've just had the word spring bulbs as well. Well, I think maybe what the Lord is saying is that something is going to happen in the spring, next spring, coming up very soon. And it's going to be, I was thinking about this like DNA being identical to your parent. It's like the sons of God. We are all called to be children of God, the sons of God, being revealed. The whole of creation is waiting for us to be revealed. And I think that is what's happening, that he's getting us ready between now and the spring. Something's going to happen in the spring. And we're going to see the revealing of the sons of God.
Well, the revealing of Jesus in us.
Well, that's what it is.
Because
it's
his DNA.
It's him, exactly. It's the Lord. And we want to look
living
just
that
like him.
Incarnational life, if you like.
Yeah.
The life of Jesus.
Yeah. So that's really exciting. So do spend this time, this next few months, really preparing yourself for what God's going to do in your life. And this really is like spring. It's a new birth with the bulbs coming out. It's like a new birth happening, and whatever the Lord's put in your heart that you've been carrying, this is the time for it really to come to fruition and be birthed. And so we want to help you do that. And we've got many of you are on our portal, on our spiritlifestyle.com portal already, but we'd love to welcome everybody on there. One of the things we've stepped out in faith, one of the things the Lord was doing in my heart was like, let's not charge people, a fixed amount. Let's do name your amount, that's scary for us to do. But we wanted to do that so there's no barrier to anybody being able to get onto all our teaching and training on our portal, our online community, our weekly classes. They're all part of that. And
think of all the money you saved on coffee, Starbucks, and you could
eating out,
invest it
whatever.
in something else.
Yeah, invest it in. You don't have to give your money to us, but just invest your money wisely.
And there's loads of great networks and resources out there.
Yeah.
Ours is just one of them.
That's right.
But of course, we kind of like ours. So if you want to come and join us, check us out. There's a free trial as well, of course.
Yeah.
So
we'd love you to be on there.
Check us out. Well,
and so one thing we're doing as well is we've got one of our coaches and her husband is going to do an open, free Zoom call ministry to anybody that wants it. So I think you'll find that if you go to...
On Christmas Eve.
Oh, it's on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve.
So yeah, if you are on our email list, you'll get a notification of that with the link on Zoom.
Yeah.
So you can join that link, or we'll put it on Facebook. I think it's an event on Facebook.
And then in the new year, are we doing something?
Yeah, we were just talking earlier and we thought it might be quite nice for me and Rob to do something. So we will do a Zoom call that will open up to anybody who wants to join us.
Yeah.
And it'd be great to meet you, to see you face to face.
Say hi.
To all our followers, to
tell us what you got for Christmas.
and to pray for you, probably get words of knowledge and pray, release miracles, and just to get us kick-started for the new year. We think that's
so
a really
look
good
out
thing
for
to
that.
do.
We'll send that out.
Yeah. So I think that was everything we wanted to say. I've got a list of things there, but I haven't really been looking at it.
Apart from, we hope you have a wonderful Christmas, whatever you're doing. We know there's restrictions on there, but we hope that it's a special time, a time of a time of reflection and a time of hope as well, of looking forward to better times next year.
Yeah, and all that God's going to do in you and through you. So yeah, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a peaceful New Year, and we'll see you again very soon.
Yeah, bless you guys.